Hello, my wonderful subscribers. This is another video. Welcome back to the channel. It's still Blessing Cable, and this is another makeup video. This video has been long overdue, and I should have filmed this video a long time ago, but I don't know what happened, and I don't even know why this video has not gone up. But now it's going up, and I'm super grateful for that. So as you can see, we have a very pretty model here, and I'm using my go-to 24K moisturizer on her face. I'm just going in with it generously on places she would normally break out and start developing oils on. Then after that, I went in with our Pond's primer. I use Pond's cream as primer, and it really works. It's super matte. It mattifies the face, and you can see what you're working with. So I went in with that to like mattify the whole thing, and this model is super amazing to work with. She's very pretty, very vibrant, and she just knows how to keep the conversation going. So as you can see, I'm spreading that out on her T-zone area. I'm just carrying the product from where it is and just spreading it out on a particular area without taking it to the other side. So I'm just doing that, her T-zone area, the sides of her nose, the sides of her mouth, and then we're done. She was very fun to work with. Then I tried applying lip gloss on her lips because I didn't want her lips to be crossy at the time when I wanted to apply the rest. I just like moisturizing the lips of my my models and my clients before I start the whole powdering and dusting and kicking. So as you can see, I'm going in with foundation. I mixed a lot of foundation here. I mixed foundation from Zikel, I mixed foundation from Zara, I mixed from Tara, from Classic. I tried so hard to get her color, and at last I got it. So I'll just attach every single color I had mixed into this would I call it a batter, into this batter on her face, because I tried so hard to get her skin tone. I didn't have a particular color. It can be very dicey most times. Okay, so this was the first I used, and some others. The reason why I didn't want her foundation to be so light was because I was still going to go in with concealer, and I just wanted like one coat of foundation. And then I went in with Zikel foundation to bring in the shadows on her face. I placed it at the side of her forehead and also by the sides of her cheek, from her ear downwards, to just make sure I'm just giving her a very oval shaped face and all. Okay, so moving on, I still used the same foundation to bring in shadows on her nose, the sides of her nose. I was just trying to use that to like bring back structure into her nose, and I went in with an eyeshadow brush. I've forgotten where I got this particular eyeshadow brush from, but I went in with an eyeshadow brush. And as you can see, I'm just trying to even everything out. I'm also doing that on the tip of her nose. As you can see, I went in a V-like shape to try to even that out. So these are all the concealers I use on her face. I remember using Mocha. Now these are names that LA Girl Pro Concealer gives their concealers. There is Mocha, there is medium beige, there is beige. So I use the three of them: Mocha, medium beige, and beige. And as you can see, I'm using it to draw a thin line on her nose upwards to her forehead. I enjoyed working with this model. She was very fun to work with. Besides, she is a model and she models makeup, clothes, bags, shoes, whatever you want for plus size ladies. She will definitely model it for you. Okay, so I used my beauty blender. It was quite damp. Just make sure your beauty blenders are damp when you use them. And as you can see, I'm not carrying the concealer away. I'm just dabbing it in around the sides where I placed them. Try not to lift product. Just dab it in so you don't have an empty space at the middle of someone's face. So I had already finished with concealer. My camera stopped videoing at some point, so I didn't get all the parts where I added concealer, and I'm going in with powder, with a powder puff on her face. Just the shade of the powder that is suitable for the concealer. I'm just trying to bake. Yeah, we bake on makeup videos. We actually do bake. So that's what I'm trying to do. Alright, so moving on, I also used the same powder palette. I got a darker powder and I used it to coat the foundation I had applied on the sides of her forehead, the sides of her cheek, every other place that we were trying to contour. I used the darker shade of powder on it. Then I also tried to buff out the harsh line that is in between the shadows of the darker foundation and the lighter one, so you don't have any harsh line in between. Like, you're trying to make flawless victory, very strategic. So this is the powder I am using to do the last baking, and then I went in with my CPD translucent powder. Now this powder is a gold mine. I had already told myself that I'm going to make a video on this powder. This particular translucent powder does not leave any banana caked looking cast on your makeup. When I say banana caked looking cast on your makeup, if they're makeup artists watching this video, you all know that there is this cast that the Sacha Buttercup powder leaves on the face that you cannot even compare to that of Miracle Cosmetics, because it's just so wonderful. You see, this is an undercover Miracle Cosmetics powder. Like, I'm telling you, it doesn't leave any cast at all. If you're not so buoyant to get powders that you can use to like dust off the excess and just give you this bright shadowy look on your makeup, and all you have to make do with is Sacha Buttercup, you can use this, and believe me, it's very affordable. It's drugstore like makeup products. Now I also use the powder to like define underneath the shadows I had cast on her face. That's very important. I don't know how else you're going to explain what I just did, but that's very important, that you try to dust off the excess of the shadows you had cast on the face. So I'm just using that to draw a line downwards from close to the lobe of her ear to the sides of her lips. Even singing while we are doing this. Like, she's so fun to work with. and she doesn't make you tensed or anything. She's super playful and quiet and all that. I enjoyed working with her every single minute of it. Alright, so I also added powder to her eyebrows. Now the reason I did this was just for more definition. When you're using an eyebrow gel, make sure you try to go in with translucent powder before you now go in with your spoolie and your wax before the brow gel. So this is me going in with a spoolie that I had for ages, and I'm just brushing out her own hairs with the wax in the spoolie. It's just giving me excessive definition. Like, it's so defined and precise. Can't you see that? That's a work of art. That is art. That is art. I don't know what else you would call it, but it is art. Defining the brows like that. Now the reason why it's important you go with powder before this is that, have you seen how the hairs on her eye is standing out in between the powder? Now there is no way I'm going in with brows and I'll miss a line with this amount of definition. So note, apply powder, translucent powder on your brows before you go in with the brow gel. Very important. I use got to be hair wax. Yes, I used that on my brows. And this is my spoolie, my 8-long spoolie. Still see the need to I'm always going back and forth with my brow, with my spoolie on the brow. So I'm using this brow gel from Car Right in brown, and this is the brush, the angled brush I'm going to be using. It came with the brow gel. So please, whenever you are applying, you are doing the brows with this method, make sure you put a powder puff beneath your pinky, behind your pinky, so you don't use your hands to carry out all the skin work you must have done before you started the brows. So as you can see, I'm feeling outward. I first of all drew a thin line between her arc, and I'm feeling from outward inward. When it gets to her T-zone area, the hairs beside her T-zone area, I just draw lines, very faint, sparse lines. So yet again, my camera went off and I had lost the rest of the brows, concealer, eyeshadow, and now I am on eyeliner. I'll just have to make a more detailed video on makeup, because I had lost a lot at this point, and now that I think of it, this is one of the reasons why I had not posted this video. So I'm just going in with color under her eye. Yes, under her eye. Under her eye. I'm going in with a bit of color. When you're doing this, you have to be mindful that your model or client is not tearing up. I'm just adding extra shenanigans to the eye. Definition. At this point, I think a lot of things were actually wrong with my camera. It wasn't filming as it should. Hopefully, my loving community understands. I'm still using the same thing in her tear duct area to try to create definition. Oh, see my hair! My goodness! I'm looking so committed to your work, I forget myself. Okay, so I'm still trying to make sure the edges of my eyeshadow was looking fire as it should. And then I moved on to the lips, and I made use of my brow wax as a lip liner. I always do that a lot. I'm enjoying using the brow wax as a multi-purpose right now. So I'm just lining her lips. So I'm doing the same to the upper lip line. As you can see, I'm just using the brow gel to go through the places that her natural lip line is. I'm not overlining, neither am I underlining. I'm just lining. I still saw the need to have extra definition on my lips, so I went in with an eye pencil. I used it as a lip definer for her lips. Oh, my braids! My braids! As you can see, there goes the extra definition. I know you're doing the lips, there's just a thin line between you doing too much and you doing too little. I think I was in between those two lines at this point. Mind you, whenever you're using a lip pencil on eye pencil, make sure the lip pencil on eye pencil is moist. Don't go drawing painful lines on people's lips. Moisturize it with lip gloss. As you can see in my hand, I have lip gloss. And now I'm trying to remove the excess line that it must have accumulated with all the back and forth with concealer. I'm doing the same to the other side. So what we call definition. I'm doing some above. just for more definition. So on her inner lips, I went in with lots and lots of nude shades from LA Girl. Okay, who's that girl? Lip palette. And I went in with a brush. Please use your hands, use a brush. Lip work takes a lot, actually. Lip work takes a whole lot. Because 1 minute you know what you're doing, the next you don't. Believe me, believe you me. A lot of makeup artists, they go through a lot of indecisions on one makeup bit that a lot of people don't know about. I know that a lot of ladies have this issue. If you're one of them, just notify in the chat section. So I finally conquered the whole lip shenanigan and I applied gloss to the lips, and now I'm just using a neat brush to buff off the excess translucent powder. And at this point, if you're not seeing what's happening here, it means you're not seeing at all, because our face will be looking all shades of beautiful, modified beautiful. And I went in with a thinner brush close to her eyes, because you don't want to injure nobody. Don't go in with a very big brush, go in with a thinner brush. So I applied blush. I love generosity in blush. But for our cheeks that were so rosy, I could use as much as I wanted. And then I went in with mascara. I also used the mascara the hairs under her upper lash layer. I used it below. And then yet again, I felt like I wasn't doing enough, so I added some glue from BB, and then I put on some glitters. Oh, I feel like it wasn't popping enough. I wanted it to pop. This is a glitter glue from BB. But then I've forgotten where I got the glitter from. This glitter works like magic, and that was all I needed to make the best out of this makeup. And then I put on some lashes from a lash palette I don't remember where I got from. I think it's probably Jumia or Amazon, one of those things. And then I just put on her lashes. Lashes might just be a difficult part of makeup for me, because 1 minute you are getting it, the other you are not. It's just so not steady. Please, whenever you're putting your lashes, endeavor to draw out your lashes before you put it on, to avoid putting someone's eye at a particular place, and it's just straightforward. To know, ladies will understand what I mean. At this point, she was just looking so nice. My goodness. And this is her trying to open her eyes and me assisting her. And her looking extremely beautiful while doing that. Like it's just giving sassy vibes. Okay, so I went in with my setting spray, as you can see, I'm trying to concentrate my setting spray aside her eyes. I didn't want it anywhere close to her eyes. The setting spray is from Kiss Beauty Makeup Fix, so I'm just trying to fan away the excess setting spray. I don't like necessarily dabbing my setting spray off of the person's face. So I went in with my Huda Beauty highlighter on the roses of her cheek to make sure everything is nice and smoothened out. Whenever you apply highlighter after the whole setting spray, it just gives you more definition. Her smile is so cute. I also put it on the top part of her lips, on the tip of her nose, on the bridge of her nose. She was looking super amazing. She was already looking like a bride. I also put it on her arc just for extra definition. Then I made sure that below was okay. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye.